those goddamn Muslims. And I'm like, yo, you know, and they're
And
like,
the last person they expect is you.
yeah, and I'm like, you know, I'm Muslim, right? He's like, what?
He didn't get
No,
cheated
I
on.
know, but these idiots,
No.
these fools are gonna be like, oh man, he got cheated on.
If you have no direction, you can never be lost.
Sure.
So when you say you're misguided, how did you know you was misguided? What was that
So
introspection?
well, I smoked a lot of weed.
You are funny, and you are.
Thank you.
You are. Thank you. That means a lot. Am I striving to become a better Muslim, or am I unbecoming the things that this world has made me? Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Perfect. Yeah, carry on.
But yeah, just like, why are you doing all this shit? Like, you can easily do a stand-up. You have the fan base, right? But he's like part of like old Hollywood.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what I mean? And like, when I see like he has all these other guests, like Asian creators or whatever. He's like, where's this confidence coming from? So it's like, his era was like, it wasn't like, it's either if you're a strong Asian, you're a kung fu guy.
Yeah.
Or like weak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And he plays that role like very
He
well.
plays it very, very well. But I'm saying like, yo, man, like, you're at a point where it's just too much self-deprecation.
But I've always, you know, I'm not gonna lie. I've always thought though that not that he's lying about his character, more of a thing of like, he is aware that it's like he's more self-aware than he lets on.
No, for sure.
Because I remember I think he did a short movie or like something with another woman. And then like, it was almost like what I thought. I was like, you're trying to show how you actually feel and think about things. But because you've developed this character of Bobby Lee, you don't know how to almost express yourself. For example, have you seen the clip when he's talking about getting molested?
Yeah.
But it's like, no, but in that moment, imagine if he was being serious. And in that moment, he tried to open up. But again, because it's Bobby Lee, everyone's laughing. Yeah. But he's actually trying to tell you that he was molested.
You don't know if he's being serious or just being funny.
And then obviously
but he blended the lines so much so that it's so hard to tell.
But with that, I don't know. I want to remember what it was called. But with that show that he did, I remember it was like when I watched it, I was just like, yeah, you're trying to show that you're deeper than what the world's let on.
Yeah, the whole character of the thing. And the whole painting the nails and then his girl cheating on him, he's still doing the part. Like that type of shit.
Yeah,
that's the type of shit I don't
like
self-deprecating, okay, cool. But like everything else is just so weak. So that's why I'm like, all right. But anyways.
But anything like modern day. So for example, even like, you know, like because again, we say weak or you say weak or again. But now that modern day thing wouldn't like modern day women and modern day men be like, oh yeah, that's like a sign of like strength because again his girl's cheated on him. Did she cheat on him?
Yeah.
Okay, so she cheated on him, but like he still has that masculinity to be like, oh, I don't mind, like I can still be friends.
Some bullshit. Some bullshit.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah, fam. Why are you know? And like he's being taken advantage of, but he's like consciously that he's I'll always love her, and I'm like, oh god. But yeah.
Yeah, but don't you think you can have love for people even if
you can have love for people, right?
But how he's showing it a bit too much.
How can you love someone that cheated on you? You can still have love for that person. It's just betrayal. But once that act of betrayal, it's like, okay, you know, then what are you?
But do you think love is lost when an act of betrayal happens?
It's definitely the foundation of love is destroyed. The love can linger and it can linger and still be there, but you're never going to look at them or view them or love them the same way. Because you can't continue on.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Yeah.
But my thing is that, you know, when it's like, so for example, you know, when people get cheated on, I always say it's almost like you was not in love with that person. Because if you told me you had a wife, yeah, and your wife cheated on you, and then you're telling me that, oh, like, that you're heartbroken. It's like, yeah, you're heartbroken because the person you fell in love with, the one you thought you fell in love with, that actually wasn't the person. Because no one, when they think of their love of their life and their dream wife, they are a cheater. You imagine your person. The reason I fell in love with you is because you're a loyal individual, someone that wouldn't do this. So it's like, I feel like the heartbreak isn't heartbreak because of the love. It's almost, I feel like with men especially, like it's more like a reflection of ourselves. It's like, oh, I'm annoyed at myself that I didn't see that.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I think, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Which brings me to my next question.
I was going to say, the segue. This is a perfect segue.
This is the perfect segue.
This is what I wanted to talk about, actually.
Because everybody wants to know.
Yeah.
So obviously you posted a...
Wait. So are we going into this?
Yeah, of course.
We're going to go into
Hey,
this?
what you think I want to do?
Hey,
Hey,
welcome to the Unmasked podcast. Where's my camera? How you doing, guys?
Yeah, none of that. Just,
None of that?
Just
All right,
flow.
riffing, yeah?
Because you know the thing is, one thing I was even watching, like when I wanted to start this podcast, was, you know, like Joe Rogan. So that's one of the main things I started.
Like that style.
Because in my head I was like, oh, there's no start. It's just... He's talking about something, and then it kind of just
gradually goes
into something,
cool,
you know.
Cool,
so
cool.
thank you for pointing that out, so everyone can see. I'm joking, but yeah, no. But again, so going back to the cheating thing and the falling in.
Wait.
No,
we can't segue like that, bro.
Like
now we're gonna look like I've been cheated on, bro. Fuck that shit, bro. We can't do that.
No.
We're gonna cut the shit.
I'm not saying.
I know, but like,
listen.
and then at some point, so tell me.
I'm saying, let me get to the point. I'm saying of the thing of the segue. I'm not saying you got cheated on. He didn't get cheated on.
I know, but these idiots, these fools are gonna be like, oh man, he got cheated on. I swear to God.
No, they won't, because I'm gonna lead into the next part.
All right.
Okay, hold on, let me get back. Anyway, so it's a thing where, so going back to that part of the thing, of the idea we fell for someone, and it's not who we thought they were. And again, and sometimes we conflate that with, oh, I'm heartbroken. You're not heartbroken. It's more of just a sign of like, especially for men, it's that thing of like, I can't trust my own instincts. And I think that's what really gets men. Segueing into your thing. Segueing into your thing of, again, you posted a picture on social media. Announcing, mashallah, tabarakallah, the engagement.
Oh, yes, that's right. I did. I did.
But there's no ring.
That is true.
So I'm saying, obviously, I know a little bit.
But regardless, there wouldn't have been a ring anyways.
You wouldn't have got a ring?
No, well, she didn't care.
Care for you to have a ring or care for her to have a ring?
No, for myself. And me personally, I don't really care either.
But that's why I always thought that the whole situation was a bit off.
It is a little bit off.
And that's why I told you in the car when I was, you said, tell me the truth. And I was like, oh,
Probably. No, because I don't know. I think it's more so, like, what can you do for me? You know what I mean? And I think that was really what it kind of came down to. And obviously, I'm fully aware of what I can do and what I could provide.
Yes, as a man.
You know? But I just wasn't feeling that reciprocity. I was feeling it, but then it just turned into something like, I don't know, like me dumping into this abyss.
Yeah, and not
where's
getting anything back.
Yeah.
So again, in that dumping process, I feel like a lot of men, but the thing is, because you didn't, like, let's say, get to the marriage part.
Sure.
I think a lot of the time, some people can't even really show you what they can give you until there is a marriage in place, like where we live together.
Shit.
Because, for example, for me, I'm very against, and I've always been very against it. You know, like people that splash a lot of money before they're married.
100%.
Mate, if you're married and that's your wife, mate, even in Islam, you can drop bands.
Do your thing.
And it's the same as you giving to charity. Until that nikah's done, it's like, mate, you are just... again, because think of how many... I don't know how many you've got to, but like, think of how many people you've almost got married to. And imagine if you're dropping bands on all of them.
Yeah.
Mate, it's just bad financial decisions.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So, but going through that, it's like, do you ever think like, oh, did you jump the gun? Maybe of like, kind of, because obviously I knew it was you that kind of cut it.
Yeah.
Short.
For sure.
I want to make that clear.
Yeah, I want to make that clear. No, well, I mean, I think apparently most people in this situation, apparently it's usually the men, it's the woman that cuts it and the men that doesn't leave. It's the woman that chooses to leave.
Yeah. The men put up with it longer.
Yeah, and then, but interestingly enough, I've been the one that's been leaving. which I don't know if that's a good thing or not. And I don't know if I should say this, but just to be quite frankly and honest, right? I think perhaps I did jump the gun on this one. I don't want to make it sound like I was like some yes man and yeah, sure. Oh yeah, you want a ring?
I feel like you was there like at the beginning. You were
at the beginning. I was a little bit lovey dovey because I was like, oh okay, maybe like this could be the first one. You know, the first one.
Yeah,
the first one. I was waiting for it, bro.
In my head, I don't know if you was talking about the first one in life or like the first one out of the batch.
Yes, out of the batch.
Okay, go. Did you speak to her about that?
Yeah.
She was okay with it?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. I think most of them, I don't know. I understand why. I think, you know what? I think it's always theoretical. They'll say no because they have to say no.
Yeah.
Right? But in practice, when you are at a certain level, right, of influence and wealth and position in life and your surroundings and how you're viewed,
suddenly things go out the window.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. It can't be, it's not going to be, I think so. But going back to your question, was I think I did jump the gun a little bit. I was a little bit, perhaps a little bit lovey-dovey in the first place, but I don't want to say I don't regret my actions, but you know, I've been doing a lot of self-reflecting on this actually.
Okay.
In general, right? I think that certain situations that happened in my life that I've witnessed, it caused me a lot of traumatic stress to view marriage as maybe in too much in an idealistic way.
Okay.
You know, I don't have enough understanding or maybe I'm not viewing it the way that it should be viewed, but.
And what way previously, 'cause I know you've self-reflected, so you've again probably even evolved a little bit.
For sure.
What was your initial view when you was looking at it? What is it that you think marriage is?
I don't know, just, just a partner in crime.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. We'll talk about that later. Only paid subscribers. No, but like, I don't know. I just felt like, okay, maybe just your partner, like, just having wife, kids, the whole, simple life. But I felt like I don't want to be enslaved to this lifestyle, which in some ways perhaps you are. Some ways you have to take certain responsibilities. I don't know if I'm saying the right things or the correct wording, but I feel like most people that are in this, it's like, oh, happy wife, happy life, and it's like, and it's very soulless. Yeah. And most people that I've met, they're in like this. Maybe many of them are happy. Who knows? Many of them that I saw they're just choosing what they can get. Yeah. And then they're in too deep. They have kids. They have a mortgage on their house.
And it's like they kind of just go with it just to keep
but
it going.
I saw the whole like etymology of it. I've seen like when they first got married, then they're like the fighting in between, and then the first kid, and then the fighting in between the second kid, and then I'm just like, holy.
It's almost like they're digging themselves a hole in this thing. So like, because I think me and you are similar in the terms of, and I don't know if it's right or wrong.
I don't know.
This is what I'm saying. Because for me, even when I was giving you advice, when I told you like, oh, I don't want to give you advice because I think I look at it sometimes a bit like from a pessimistic point of view. But I don't know if that's because in my, like anywhere in my life, I've realized I don't have a relationship that I can point to where I would go like, I want that. That type of relationship looks good. And I don't know if that, it definitely is played a part on my view of relationship. I'm just like, I'm looking around, just like, oh, none of them look like they're working. Nobody looks like they're happy.
Yeah.
And I feel like even what you were saying earlier, I was just like, it feels like everybody is in this sort of performance. They get married to perform to the world that they're making progress. Say, hey, I'm doing the right thing. I'm 30. I'm this age, and I've got married. Like it's like the tick box of life.
Yes.
I got the mortgage, and I got the this, and it's like, and I feel like so many people play that role, and it's like, oh, I'm not actually happy.
Here's the counter to that, because I always think about the opposite as well. I'm thinking, is this what it's supposed to be? Like, tell me one marriage, even any successful marriage, that it's not a rocky road, or they haven't had a rocky road. They haven't had fights along the way. They haven't had like many close calls of them breaking it off. Like almost all successful marriages, they have those type of stories, I believe, or I've seen.
Yeah.
That perhaps that's the journey. Like maybe you just have to do it. Like that's the part of the journey of.
I mean, I definitely think like, because from an Islamic point of view, when it talks about, you know, like your partner completing half your deen, there's obviously many different interpretations of what it means. Some believe it's like, oh, because your tongue and your private parts are now halal, so it's like you're not going to fall into those kind of sins. No, sorry, your private parts and your mouth is the most places that you get sins from.
Yes.
So when you get married, your private parts is kind of like nulled
Protected.
now, because like, oh, you've got a wife,
Yes.
you've got a husband. So it's like really the only place you're going to sin there is like from what you say and blah,
Yes,
blah, blah.
yes.
But then the other thing was the fact that it's almost like it's a mirror. So for example, like it's easy for me to be a monk and be this spiritual guru when I'm locked away in a cave and I don't have a force to go back and forth with. Do you know what I mean? Whereas you living with a partner, they are going to show you all of your flaws. They're going to highlight every single one of the things that the things that you've thought you've dealt with. They're going to and the thing is, again, they know you, they see you in your sometimes most vulnerable. They know the buttons to press. So I think it's that kind of spiritual elevation if you can overcome it, because it's ego at the end of the day, and the journey of Islam is to remove the nafs, is to remove the self. And what better way to remove the self than to get a wife and takes all your
100%.
money. I'm joking.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's also an element to, there is that element of like, okay, like to forgive, because you're in this learning phase of learning each other's habits and then bad habits, and then communicating to each other, hey, I don't like you when you do this, so please don't do it. Okay, and then vice versa. Hey, the wife. Stop leaving your clothes around. Just put it in the basket. Sorry, honey. Whatever, know. And then it's that form of communication. But then it's like there's almost a level of we have to put up with each other's shit. But the thing is, like, the red lines, the things that you can never put up with or can never.
Boundaries. You're like you're
The things that you'll never accept.
Yeah.
Right? Does she have them? You know what I mean? We're all speaking theory here. We're speaking theory. But my theory is that whoever you're gonna be with, the red flags, the things that you can never, ever, ever compromise on, does she have them? If she doesn't, then it's all the other stuff you're just gonna have to forgive. Okay. Just same with your vice versa, all your your weaknesses or whatever, she's gonna have to forgive.
Yeah.
But it's like those things that you can never ever compromise. The more she has them, the more likelihood you're just going to be like, yo, I'm out.
So again, your engagement not working. Yeah. Did she have those again? Because we know that they had that's annoying. But like, did she have the ones where it was like, yo, we've gone past the line here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, right.
No, I mean, like, yo, like, I'm just being real. I'm just being myself, right? For sure, there were things that I'm like, you know what, I'll take it on the chin. You know, I won't say nothing. I won't say this. But then it just built up.
Yeah.
You know, and then now it's like I'm bottling all this. I'm like, okay. And it just kept on going and going and going and going. And then there's, so I always try to emphasize on communication. It doesn't work if there's no communication. And there's no trust, and we have to communicate. If you don't like something, tell me. If I don't like it, I'm going to tell you, right? And that's like the only way we're going to make it out, because we're at like what, 50-60% divorce rate.
Yeah,
it's not a good rate.
I think
So that's at minimum 50%. I know in a certain Muslim community shall be unnamed, a Muslim community, 50% divorce rate in a certain city. 50% divorce rate.
In a specific city in the world?
Yes. That's not a Muslim. It's a part of the Muslim community in a Western country. No.
City we're in?
No. Western country. City in a Western country.
Okay.
50% divorce rate.
Yeah.
So the numbers aren't looking good, right? And also divorce is on the rise.
But do you think that's because I think my main...
It's because of us, social media.
Again, we say it. I sound like an old fart when I say it. But I'm like this damn phone.
Yeah.
Because the reason why, because I look at it and I'm like, from both perspectives, yeah. Because recently, even when I talk to females, I'm speaking to them like, bro, the last 4 girls I've spoken to have all wanted me to fly them out. I don't know where this new phenomenons came of like just flying girls out that aren't your wife. And in my head, I was like, oh, it's because you're seeing it on your social media day in, day out. And then you've got the men. Again, what are we seeing on social media? The bloody, these twerking things and blah, blah. And it's like, and then so you've got, on one hand, you've got the women looking at all these guys with, again, and remember, it's a very small number because I can narrow the numbers down to like 30, like really big pages that everyone kind of sees together. And it's like, so you see the highlights of people's lives and these big pages and blah, blah. And you're like this, oh, I want a man like this. So now you're looking at your man thinking, oh, why is he not taking me to Monaco with the Bugatti on the boat? You know what I mean? And then you got him looking at his wife like, man, you need to go to the gym. Like you got to, you know what I mean? All this thing. So it's like, it's just this, you know, like when they say comparison is the thief of joy.
Yes.
It's just that, but on the biggest steroids we've ever seen.
100%.
You know?
I thought about this. So let's say, I don't know, a couple, they go and they have like a couple's dinner, right? Husband says something silly or whatever it is, or whatever the reason is, the wife gets mad at the husband. They leave, they go back to home and they say, why did you say this? Why can't you be more like Darren and blah, 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 and her?
If that was ever uttered at my dinner table.
Whatever. Why can't you be
that's the first divorce there.
Why can't you be more like, Bob or whatever the heck. And after the argument, they get tired, they go to bed, they sleep. He wakes up, goes to work. She's at home with the kids or whatever. But she has some alone time. This is pre-phones. And she starts to reflect. Did I overreact? Did I do this? Or blah, blah, blah. And starts to reflect on what he has done, what he has accomplished, what he provided, what he did this, what he did this. Without any outside noise. No, without any external noise. Or without freaking Michelle or, her phone banging her. Oh, yeah, if I was me. Yeah. None of that. And she's really taking it. And you know what, honey? Comes home, makes his favorite meal, and he's still kind of cheesed at her, pissed off.
Looking Darren.
And then, like, I don't know, like meatloaf, my favorite.
You know what? Wallahi, I knew he was going to say meatloaf.
And he's like, oh, yeah. So he's coming in the home, he comes back, and then he's greeted with a smile, doesn't expect it. Okay, all right, whatever. Well, yeah, and then maybe doesn't want to ask for dinner or what's for dinner, honey, meatloaf. Oh, it's his favorite dinner. And then you see like her like, yo, you know what? I'm sorry, maybe overreacted, blah, blah, blah. You're the love of my life. And immediately, whatever he was thinking, that whole bad day he had at work, he's coming back, it's gone. Immediately. Fast forward to today. I don't know when's the last time you put your phone away and just kind of thought and just literally
Every day.
leave yourself to your own thoughts, right? This was like maybe last week or 2 weeks. I never had this feeling in a long, long time, just to be entertaining my own self. And the one thing that I was doing was just reflecting. Like my phone is away. I think I forgot my phone. Remember when it was like
when
a couple days, it was
yeah.
just, and I was just reflecting. I'm like, and for like an hour, 2 hours. And then I was like, oh yeah, this is what it feels like to not have a phone. Without all this external noise all the time, overstimulated, I think that could be a huge catalyst.
Because it's like, not only is the social media and the phone, because it's blocking our, again, that time to reflect. The time to connect with Allah.
Yeah.
And again, these things, when we reconnect with ourselves, allow us to be more empathetic and more thinking of like, oh, did I say something that might have offended Bruce today, or blah, blah, whatever. And it's like, because, that's the thing, because I do believe, again, social media is a tool for good. Again,
Of course.
what you do, what I do, it's a thing that we can be used for good, but it's like, it's sometimes getting in that way with the connection to ourselves and the connection to Allah. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
So, and I think when that, again, and then that reflected on as a society is, because I believe, like, again, part of it is we've become a society that's almost like kind of heartless. Like we don't, again, even like stuff that's going on in like Gaza right now. Sometimes I think like, how can people see, I mean, funnily enough, we can only see it through social media, but something's happened where we can see these things and we can see like, you know, like when you at school, you used to see those like very bad videos and blah, blah. And it's like, it used to shock you. And it's like, oh my God, this guy got, but now it's literally just, oh yeah. And then you scroll up and then there's a video of some random thing, someone selling you a tech course or whatever. And it's like all of this thing. And it's like, it's almost like your brain was not made to handle all of this information coming in. And in that process, we've disconnected from ourselves to almost like become like a memory base of stuff we don't need.
Yeah.
So we remember memes and we remember all these things that we don't need. And in that process, we have like forgotten ourselves, which is making me and you as human beings feel disconnected to each other. Because if you're not connected to yourself, how can you connect to another person? Do you know what I mean? So I think that's on scale. Maybe that's another thing with the social media.
I think I feel like they do it on purpose.
When you say they, who?
They.
Matrix.
Yeah, the powers that no, but I like why, like what I don't understand. So look, we have in China, okay, China, we have the Great Firewall of China, which nothing that the government does not want comes in, and anything that's going out, it's going out illegally. But they have the Great Firewall of China.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they can't. It's very difficult to export things or upload things that the government doesn't want. If you do, eventually they're gonna crack down on it and close it off. How come they're not doing that in who country? Why are they not doing that? Is it because it's a free democracy?
Which country are you thinking of?
Oh, you know.
Thinking of the country I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
Because I don't think like the because
But they can
it is
easily
still
say they can easily say, well, because it's war. They can easily use a national risk prevention, or they can use that excuse. Oh, because of national risk, a threat to national safety, security. Blah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Maybe, but like, I'm
think about. Does it? It doesn't. It doesn't. It does help. It doesn't help them for sure, but at the same time, it makes us like desensitized.
No,
we don't care. Well, we do care, of course, but we're burnt out. Yeah. I'm saying like when we scroll by, it's like it's just noise.
Even what I was saying in the car, I said obviously again I work with the charity, and I've like seen it from October the 7th. I've been posting, and I'm like again, boom, donations coming in, and it's so sad because I can see the mindset of like just from statistics. I'm like, oh, even the views. I remember when I did the first few poems, 8 million views, 7 million views. I was like, because. And it was my job in my head. I used to look at it. Oh, it's my job as a poet to try and evoke an emotion in you
Sure.
to do something, i.e. to donate. But then it's like, no matter how much I write or no matter how much I do it, I was like, oh, you lot just don't care anymore. And it's not because you're an evil piece of shit. It's because it's like, again, I posted something the other day. It's like, oh, emergency in Palestine. And then literally I can almost hear the response like, what do you mean emergency? It's been going on for 2 years.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like, oh, just because it goes on for 2 years, do we just take a back seat and wait for Allah to flood them? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's part of the reason I'm saying is like, because what like the result of that is burnout. The result of that is
What'd
just
you say?
Like burnout. Like just what
I
do you think I
said,
said?
the result of that is just burn them.
Burn them.
I said, relax there.
No. There's certain things you can and cannot say. But freedom of speech, Western democracy.
Hey, on this podcast, say whatever you want. This might not be America, but
no. But I'm saying like it's strange how they let all these videos out. Maybe it's just too much to control. But I
don't think they can crack down even with like VPNs and stuff. I don't think they can crack it because they are trying to silence it. For example, journalists.
The towers that they're using. Which towers are they using?
And that's just Wi-Fi signal. It's not like they can stop it at Gaza. You know? And the thing is, so the only way they would silence it, which is what they're doing, bro, wigging off journalists, anyone, bro, you know how many like journalists have
That's
done?
true.
Like, so like, and the thing is, like, you know, like journalists, they usually like, I've always thought before, you know, when journalists used to go in like war-torn countries, where they're like big vest on journalists, I was like, you man are brave. Yeah. But really, it was like, because you was never gonna get hit.
That's a bullseye in that country.
Yeah, now it is. That's like I think people don't understand. Like when you see the journalists, even the other day, again, some charities have been hit as well. So it's like, so you're hitting specifically these things. So what you're trying to do, say in terms of like, why haven't they tried to silence it? It's like, they have. They're just doing it in the genocidal way. Yeah, you know?
True.
But yeah. True. Anyway, veering off because I didn't get to ask what I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
So again, I think one of the things, so at the same time, this is a conversation for me, but obviously I've got to think about other people. But it's the thing of, I don't think I've ever asked you, and it's something I've actually saved for like, so you know how your whole
saved it for content, you heartless bastard.
No, because it's like,
you're like
you know, in the living room, I'm going to ask you something. I'm like, oh no, that'd be a good podcast question.
Like, you know kimchi? I'm like, huh? It's better for content. Save it. Ask him on the pod. Never mind.
No, so what I was saying was, because obviously we speak about Islam.
Of course.
We speak about Islam. But I've never asked you really, like, what was the reason? Because you, like, even your character is very much not what you see on social media. You are funny, and you are...
Thank you.
Thank you. That means a lot. You are funny, and and that is part of your character. But I think me and you are the opposites in terms of like social media. For example, you go on my social media, you see very serious, philosophical,
aesthetically pleasing,
depression and suicidal content. Let's just call it what it is.
Sure.
But then when people meet me, they're like, oh my God, like you're funny, you're this, you're very like, you know what I mean? Somewhat is sometimes a little bit performative. But with you, I think it's the opposite. Your social media presence, boom, up there, high energy, blah, blah. But I think like the real you is like very like politically aware, very like historical, very smart. I'm not saying you look dumb. I am not saying you look dumb.
I am not politically aware.
No,
I am unintelligent. Stop.
No,
they're gonna whack me after this episode.
No,
bro.
meaning like you know what's going on in the world from either a historical lens or just a geographical lens.
Okay.
I.e., you've traveled a lot of places.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Kimchi is not a political. I don't know. Yeah. But it's the thing. So like all of these things. But I think has it been like, have you purposely done that? Because I feel I purposely separated my personality from my social media, because back in the day when I used to do skits, I don't know if you used to watch my skits, they're pretty funny. Yeah. But it's like I got a joke or two. But it's like whenever I did skits, you know, when people used to like meet me in like real life,
Mm-hmm.
they used to have this over familiarity with me and like to joke with me and stuff. But back then I wasn't like as nice as I was now.
Sure.
So like people would like come to me, like sometimes they joke with me a bit and I'm like, yeah, you don't know me like that, so stop joking with me. Do you know what I mean? And I hated that I had to like almost.
Is
like
this
when
why you consciously?
yeah, consciously stop.
Wow.
And then I looked at stuff like I remember at the time Kevin Hart posted something or like this was maybe just a bit after, when he was like in the toilet cubicle and like somebody's there like asking him for a photo. But the thing is, I always think like, would you do that with a more of like a intellectual figure or a more of a quote unquote respected figure?
Interesting.
And the thing is, I think one thing I've learned with my, even like sometimes like my anger issues or whatever, I've kind of learned to like notice all my triggers, and then I feel like I've not dealt with them. I've just avoided the things that lead to them.
Okay.
So like some of it could be like, you know, when, again, over familiarity, you say a joke, like you can joke with me, however, because we're friends.
Yeah.
But if your friend came and did it, I would take it
Yeah.
the wrong way.
What the hell? Yeah. I have a similar trigger. Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
So
yes,
again,
yes.
so to your thing, because again, for me, it was a very conscious decision. I'd rather you meet me and enjoy the experience and find out I'm funny rather than expect I'm a joker when you first meet me, you know?
Yes.
Whereas yours, I feel like, because I've even seen people interact with you, and because I know you, they like talk to you, and in my head I'm thinking, I know he didn't like that. I know he don't like that shit.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good question. That's a very good question. Actually, I don't think anybody asked
Here
me
on
that.
the Unmasked, yeah.
Only on the Unmasked. Subscribe on the best podcast in Dubai.
Okay, subscribe is good, yeah.
Sorry. You know, I think well, when I first done it, I think it was like more of like a creative outlet that I wanted to express. So I think it was more so on the opposite end, where it's like when people meet me in person, yes, I'm a joker and I like to create, I like to have fun and be silly, but at the same time, they saw me as a bit more serious because like, oh, mashallah, you're praying at the masjid. Oh, mashallah, you're religious, you know? So maybe they took me as a little bit too serious, or like, I don't know, growing up, that's how I felt. But when I started like posting videos, I was just being or showcasing my creative side that I found truly funny, and I thought a lot of other people would think funny. That is funny. That I could not do that on a mic. Like I want to do it on macro, on the micro level of 1-to-1. Yeah, on 1-to-1. I can do it.
Yeah.
Maybe in certain settings I can't, you know, because there's a sheikh or there's this. Yeah. Okay, cool. But on macro, it felt like the creativity of my I don't know, my creativity, the creative outlet was suffocated for a very long time in some ways when I became Muslim. You know, of course I would riff, and of course I'd make jokes, and I would see how far I can go with the. You know, and I understand here. Okay, here's the lines. Okay, but let's see how far we can go.
Is it the line?
Yeah, are we dancing around that line? And I would see how far we can go. But I felt like it's like, oh man, this is a way where I can comedically express myself, or things that I found hilarious or funny. Hypocrisies amongst like even in like the Muslim community, being at the masjid, the old uncle, you know, the stereotypical uncle that's like, you know, pushing us away from Islam but not bringing us in. What are you doing? No, you can't pray with this, you know, something like this. But I guess I was doing it intentionally, but not like forward thinking of like, I'm gonna do this because I don't want to be seen as so serious in the sense of like this, but I was doing it. I was just being funny, or just expressing my funny side or my creative side. Yeah. Whereas, I don't know. I think there was more thought in terms of what you were doing, because you experienced something. Yeah. You're like, oh, I don't like that. I don't want to be known for this. So let me just go and do. Yeah. You know.
And just almost like, again, throwing it like forward, like again, I'm like a super overthinker, hence the.
So imagine I'm doing these mind f videos, and I'm playing around with Arabs, and I'm saying all this stuff, but I'm doing that for years for free. You You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I see people online that they do it in a different way. Maybe this black guy speaking Mandarin, a white guy speaking Mandarin. I'm like, oh, I can see myself doing that.
Yeah.
Right, and it's just a funny interaction, the human interaction between that person is like, oh, and then the one that learned, and it's always like, oh, you speak better than me, oh. And like I was doing that for free.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, all right, let me just try it. Let me just see how it goes. And then it took off. So then I just kind of kept on going with it. You know what I mean? And I don't think it was my intention to be like, no, I want to be viewed as a certain way. Like, I'm too serious, so I got to be funny. It was more like I wanted to let these creative juices flow. Where a platform where I'm like, it was like an outlet.
Yeah.
How
long was you? So let's say you started Instagram when? TikTok. You started on Instagram or TikTok?
Yeah, TikTok.
Okay, so when did you start then?
I think like 2021.
Okay, so
2022.
It's relatively new, like
Relatively
fresh.
new. Yeah.
Yeah, like what was it? What year were you?
3-4 years.
Yeah.
3-4 years.
And then how long? So where's I became Muslim, and then I'm posting online. What's the gap?
7 years maybe.
7 years you're Muslim, and then you're.
Oh no. Probably longer. Wait,
when did you become
No,
Muslim?
I'd say like 10 years, more than 10 years.
So you was Muslim for 10 years and then started posting?
Yeah, maybe even longer.
Was you born Muslim? Like what?
Wait.
Maybe even longer. I said
hold on,
we're approaching your birth now.
Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. 9, 7, 16, 17, minus 4. So yeah,
Carry the 3.
about like over a decade, a little bit shy over a decade.
So you was a Muslim for a decade, and then that's when you went on social media.
That's when I went on socials, and that's why it was so strange to me when I seen people like, I'm a Muslim, and everybody's like, yeah, follow me, man. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? It's like these guys are getting famous and getting paid, and I was like, what the?
I know that.
That was crazy. That was a mind.
What do you think then? Because these questions are coming from my head. What do you think? When you see someone and they've taken their shahada yesterday, and then the next day, content. Like, forget the mosque. We're taking this to the social media.
They're definitely so. If there wasn't a better time to be Muslim, it's yesterday. It's today.
It's today.
It's today.
Call now to get your shahada.
It's hot right now. Before. Yeah. Totally, like I grew up in an era where no, it's not. It's the total opposite. You're vilified if you do,
and also
and always questioned.
And also, I think you've got I just realized you've got the two things. You've got vilified because I'm sure, like, what was it, like 15 years ago where you took your shahada, it wasn't the thing to do.
Hell no.
As well as, and maybe I'm just assuming here, your Korean background.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure like the family didn't take it too well.
Family was okay. Yeah, actually, in the beginning it was okay. Eventually, like when it was only a problem when it was inconvenient for them.
Oh, like when the pork.
If it didn't benefit it, the pork. And if it didn't benefit them and it was inconveniencing them, they didn't like it.
Yeah,
and then going against cultural practices and norms. But I'm saying even like just in general, like going to work or like going to school or being around these people, being around just people in general, it was like, oh, those goddamn Muslims. And I'm like, yo, and they're like,
the last person they expect is you.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm Muslim, right? He's like, what? And he's like, no, I didn't mean it that way. Like, no, but you're the good one. And I'm like,
the Muslims you see on the TV, not you, buddy.
Not you. And it was like, yo, and it was kind of like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would never have expected in all my life that it would be cool to be Muslim, and now you can have a flippin' crazy brand online. Like that is mind-boggling. It still boggles my mind today. I've seen it now.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I'm in the world now. I've seen it. So, oh man, you're that guy. You're that guy. Oh yeah, I love you. Oh yeah, can I have a picture? Follow. I'm that world. We're in the world now.
Yeah.
But it still boggles my mind because think about it. I'm coming and I'm going against the current. I'm fighting everyone.
I'm literally thinking there's not a single. You know the thing, like I think what I'm trying to get to is there wasn't a single thing going in your favor.
No.
For example, if someone like even back in the day, like even in prison, it's this thing where it's like, you know, when people take their shahada, now it's kind of like, yeah, because it's the thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
You can either build a brand. Again, being Muslim, you just get again, I see a Muslim anywhere, you've got my respect because you're a Muslim. And at the end of the day, we both love the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So I'm here.
There's the brotherhood.
But the thing is, back when you took it, there wasn't that. There were, again, the negative, the grain, the family, the cultural. There was no brand. There was no brand deals onto it. So then I'm thinking, the question I think of is like, what drew you to Islam? Because in my mind, it's almost like, not to say the people that take their shahada today.
Of course.
But I know that there's potentially other reasons why you take it.
Sure.
But it's like, when I think of you, I'm thinking, did you take it? Like, what was that reason? Because it must have been such a pure conversion.
Inshallah, man. May Allah accept it. Yeah, it was definitely not helping me out, that's for sure. In the dunya. But like it was more so like I was a very undisciplined and spiritually lost and essentially just totally misguided, you know? Like, yeah, I had people say, oh, he has a good heart. Like, yeah, he won't do very, very bad things or whatever. But if you're around bad kids and your friends are all bad, you're going to be doing what they're 100%. Doing. So I'm end up doing what they're doing. And like, I was just sick of it. I was just sick and tired. I'm like, you know what? I'm done with living this lie to myself of, oh, I am this, or I'm tough guy, or I do this, so I'm cool. And just sick of the whole misguided lifestyle, spiritually, what's the word? Spiritually empty, spiritually, like, what's worse than empty? Like, it's like
almost like a decaying, because it's like,
I'm like,
empty is like nothing's there, but then it's like, oh, we can be neutral, or we could be into like the darkness and the evil side.
Yes, and I felt that darkness and evil, and then it's essentially I wanted that. No, like, and I always believed in God.
And what when you say you believed in God, what? Back then, if I would have asked Kimchi, God, what is it? Man in the sky?
It was creator.
One in the universe? What are we thinking?
No, so I think there was like an evolution of God that I believed in. Or initially it was like God. Then what I was taught was son of God. But there is still God. And then once I, met Muslims and started talking to their older brothers, then I'm like, oh, okay. God is separated from the son of God. The son of God is just a prophet, and then God is God. And then, okay. And then eventually it got to a point where I'm like, oh, this is sounding pretty convincing, man. Like, I think...
you make a good argument.
Yeah, you're making a good argument that I don't have the answers for, or I can't counter, or even, like, deep down, I can't... like, it's not only that, like, I genuinely don't understand it and believe that, like, previous to Catholicism made more sense. It was like in the heart. I'm like, oh.
That's what I'm saying. Because you're describing, like, so sometimes I have a lot of friends, whereas, like, when I'm talking to them about Islam, I have to come at it from a very philosophical standpoint, a very scientific standpoint, a very, like, logical standpoint. It's like, pick your poison, I'll talk to you about it.
Yes.
But I think with you, what you're saying is, for example, you say, oh, I was misguided. For me, I always think, how does one know? And that's why I'm trying to explore that feeling. It's like, how does one know you're misguided if there's no direction? So, like, what's that inherent thing that you're? Do you know what I mean? Because you don't know. If you have no direction, you can never be lost.
Sure.
So when you say you're misguided, how did you know you was misguided? What was that?
So
introspection.
Well, I smoked a lot of weed. I did a lot of drugs.
So there's this drug called DMT.
Yeah.
Make you see a couple things.
No. It wasn't like I was some hippie or something like that. But like, no, it was like you know, these snippets of things that you would hear about Islam, like hadith, and like, a hypocrite is one that promises something and never holds their promise. These type of things, like hearing about hypocrites and disbelief and like all these things, I'm like, oh shoot, that's me.
You don't believe in what they believe at that time.
At that time, but something negative.
Yeah.
That is almost universally that's almost universally understandable or agreeable
From the position of maybe a fitra.
Yeah, maybe perhaps. That I'm like, that makes sense, but that's me. Like, you know, like it's like what else is one of the other things of not personalities, or I forget what's called, condition of hypocrite is like one of the things, like when they make a promise, they always break it. You know, and that one thing I was like, every single time I make a promise to something or say I'm gonna do it, I break it. I don't do it. You know, and that inherently makes you feel bad, right? And then you mask it with what? Smoking a lot of weed, man.
Yeah,
no, or like you mask it with other stuff, and it's just like living this hypocritical life to myself, because I went deep down into the soul. I went deep down in my heart, deep down in the soul. I'm like, who am I? Whoever I'm portraying, is that who I really am? And even the person that I'm portraying, am I proud of that person? It's all no, of course not.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not being truthful to myself. I'm not portraying myself as, I'm not portraying myself that I'm like in a proud way, or in a way that I would be proud of. And that's not really who I truly am or I want to be. You know what I mean? So these things, it's just like, the next snippet, I'm like, oh, damn, that's deep. Push it down. Next day's another day. Hear another thing, whatever. Maybe we're drunk or whatever this. Damn, that's deep. Push it down.
Yeah.
And I'm just like ignoring it. Ignoring these signs, ignoring these things, ignoring it. And then that's just pushing it, pushing it down.
It's just getting
built up. And then that moment it cracked, I was like, all right, I'm done.
La
Yeah, it's literally.
You win.
I do. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm tired of this life. I'm tired of this life of
the life you're living,
of deception, life of living, and it was the first time I also too, I didn't care about what others thought, because I was always so
almost like a people pleaser, but not in this. Yeah,
people pleaser, but like there was also
it's less of the pleasing, and it's more of I will become whatever you. Again, if I'm around the homies, the gang, like I will be that, and if I'm around these, I'll be that, and it's kind of But
like I won't go too far left or too far right, because I'm going to be looked at as weird or whatever. Yeah. And it was like the first time, like, you know, I don't care what anyone thinks or says or whatever. And then clearly, because like it wasn't cool, right?
Yeah.
Again. But it was a much needed and conscious decision. But that's when I was like the bubble bursted, and I was like, okay, halas, I am going to be like my best self, right? And I think what I know Islam, it had that self-improvement aspect, tazkiyat an-nafs, bettering yourself. That was so it was so nourishing to my soul and to my life, that no, you be better every single day. Try to be better. Try to learn new things. Try to perfect at least purifying the soul. Learning new things. Being patient. Having patient with your parents. Patient with, and it's just compounding. Like all these good things that I'm doing that's nourishing myself, my soul. Replacing old habits with good habits. Yeah, it was. That's what I really need. Now I'm on a trajectory of plus. I'm adding to my life, whereas I was living a life of Yeah, I was living. What's it called? I was living a life of
Degeneracy.
Yes, that's the word.
No, what? Yeah.
You degenerate fool. And then also too, like that's another strange thing, right? Being Asian. Yeah, I don't know. I'm doing this. I am Asian. But being Asian.
I was about to say, I'm like,
but being
you are Asian.
being Asian, but not fitting into this stereotype of genius or like studious or like kung fu guy or like whatever it is, whatever positive.
I'd argue that you're studious though. You learn Arabic and
I did, yeah. But that was afterwards.
Yes.
I'm saying prior, I was none of those things, man. I hated school. I've had like the flipping record for the most lates. More, I don't think I have the record for the most truants.
What was your percentage of?
It was like
attendance?
40 something. It was
like
yeah. I remember I got one of my high school grades. I got a 13% or something that's impossible to get.
It's like
13%.
it's your name, bro.
Yeah.
It's like that gives you 20% just there.
It's just like so and it's just I didn't understand, right? I just really didn't understand of why I had to go to school and why I had to try hard. Why I don't know. Why? Well, after you graduate, go to high school, get good education, good job, live a nice life. I'm like, okay, why? Right? I know that's that at that moment I'm like 14. I don't know. I have no idea, right? Like you got to explain it to me differently. Because if you don't, maybe,
I'm gone.
Maybe that was the way. I don't know.
But I think, and this is even sometimes, sometimes people say, oh, they have negative traits. So for example, back then, it looks like a negative trait. I didn't go to school, I didn't do this. But it was more of a thing of, if you can tell me the reason why, I'm here. But it's that lack of meaning. And I would then go on the fact that you was, again, trying to fit into these boxes you didn't want to fit into a box is the reason you became Muslim.
Perhaps.
Because, again, if we're playing the fitting into the box game, you'd be a good Korean boy. I'm sure you'd be I don't know, what did you want you to be, a doctor, lawyer?
Be clean shaven, that's for sure.
Clean shaven? You don't like the beard?
No, Koreans, they don't keep the beard. It's a clean shaven look for men.
Okay.
Yeah.
Colonized by the white man.
It's heavily colonized.
Yeah, no. So when you're again going back to that, because I really like that this side in terms of like not.
I like the best part was like you did a lot of drugs. Oh, that's my favorite part.
Let's go back to the drugs. What were you actually taking, and do you have any on you now? No, I'm joking. It's a thing where it's like, I don't know. I think I do know. In that moment, do you think you was becoming something better because of Islam, i.e. going towards this direction of perfecting yourself? Or is it a journey of unbecoming? Now, I don't know if you remember like certain like an age that you was at or like, do you know what I mean? But I remember like I sometimes look at myself and I remember myself when I was like 4 or 5. I even have some memories when I was like 3 or like something. A young age. I don't know if it was 3. And I remember like I used to have a lot of love in my heart. And I had a lot of like, I wanted to make people happy. And like, I remember this. And I don't know what happened when I was maybe like 7 or 8. Because I think that's when the darkness came in. I don't know what exactly happened. But sometimes I think, am I striving to become a better Muslim, or am I unbecoming the things that this world has made me? Because sometimes when I think of myself and again, if I've hurt people, again, physically or whatever, I used to think to myself, like, I know the younger me didn't like that. So, and I'm trying to figure out to myself, like, am I just returning to who I used to be as a child? And again, the same thing for you is like, do you see your journey? Because obviously I was born Muslim. I know a lot of people don't think it because again the way I look. But and I'm trying to think, because obviously you're born with a natural fitrah of being guided to certain things.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, do you look at it the same way? Because obviously you reverted to Islam. So I'm thinking, do you have this thing where, again, it feels like a becoming or an unbecoming? Like you're returning to something that you once knew, or you're discovering something new?
I think both can be true. I think like not completely true, But I think because I think there was a point where there was a point in my life that I had this that love or caring or for people, and it's just something happened along the ways where I'm like, oh, I have to be somewhat evil to protect myself, meaning I have to join this. It's either I'm being with these guys to bully other kids, or I'm gonna be bullied. Nah, I'm gonna be the one bullying, even though that's not truly.
So then again, you've grabbed a trait that and it's now became you.
Yes. And then but back to your question, it's like you are, when you're becoming the best version of yourself, when you're becoming the best version of yourself and you're going forward, while you're becoming the best version of yourself, you're unshackling and undoing all the negatives, traits, the bad things. It's like you're leaving that
almost
behind.
like you're letting go of dead weight so you can ascend.
Absolutely. And that's how I kind of envision it. It's like we're becoming the best and unbecoming our evil side or something.
The things
like
that we may have adopted along
the way. That's not really truly core to our core values and what represents us truly. Because there's evil kids out there for sure. There's evil.
Kids, like, cause I always think, because sometimes I look at the kids and they're like 2 and 3, and I'm like, no, I would, if your dad weren't here, I'd boot you, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm thinking, like, that's why I don't know if it's like, when people say, oh, just born evil, I'm just like, I don't know if I don't know where I stand on the inherently evil or.
Not inherently evil, but of course, I think there's definitely, it's a passed down, it's definitely passed down. Like their parents, or like there's a lot of these factors, and then there's just so many factors that you've put them, all these factors and these types of lifestyles and experiences that they've grown up with at such a young age, when it's supposed to be the most purest moments. That's gonna like affect them for the rest of their life. Yeah. And again, it's really. Maybe, who knows? I'm just coming up with this now. Unshackling or undoing or unbecoming those adopted traits that you took from the negative life experiences that you had, and then becoming your best self,
So when you talk about negative life experiences, there's something that we've spoke about, and when we talk about it, you like, this is another one I say for the podcast, because you always you talk about it a lot. I don't know if you realize, but it's like you go over it. So it's like, imagine if I mentioned somebody, but every time I mention them, I'm like, it's like I don't want to talk about it. Yeah. You mentioned a time when, obviously, so we'll go back to Mauritania eventually, but like you mentioned a time when you was in Egypt. And you talk about a time when it was like, oh, I was in a very dark place. Yeah. And in my head, again, sometimes I'm like, I don't, because
I want to explore I'm reading dark places.
No, but because sometimes we've done it and people have been there, and I'm like, the questions I want to ask, he's not probably going to give me the answer not that I want, but the truthful answer with people around. Because again, observation. So in my head, so I kind of just always left it, but it's something you brought up. I would like to know now. What the fuck happened?
Oh yeah, Egypt. I think it's. I think it was a culmination of things. I didn't have a great footing, or I wasn't in the best mindset of growth. I was not in the best not in the best position financially, and I think as well from previous to coming to Egypt, it was living in Jordan, and that was kind of a shit show as well. So that
lived in Jordan?
Yeah, a couple 6 months.
Okay.
So from Jordan.
Why was Jordan a shit show?
Shit show.
Oh, buddy.
No. It's basically, you just partner up with the wrong person, and then
what, like marriage?
No. Like business.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, and they did like screwdriver?
Yeah, yes and no. It's more so like you're partnering up with the wrong person, and it's like very, and you weren't you were at a very vulnerable state or very vulnerable position in that time and at that point in time, and you would overlook a lot of things that you would normally wouldn't overlook
because you're in a weaker position.
You're in a weaker position, or you're whatever. And the circumstances.
Yeah,
is it worth it for me to It wasn't like I ever felt threatened or in danger, right? Because if I ever felt threatened and in danger, that's when,
the trigger.
That's when I come out, know. But it was more so like just putting up with immaturity, or putting up with
putting up with things that the best version of yourself wouldn't put up with.
Yeah,
because you're not there. It's like
100%. Yeah, sure, whatever, And then it was just carried over to Egypt, I'd say. That whole experience, I was like, F this guy, snapped out of it, F this guy, peace out. If you want, take the business, whatever, right? And I had clients, I had all this other stuff. Almost had a show.
What show?
It was just like, it's kind of like another Al Jazeera in that region. I don't know if I want to say that, but it's but it's a big media outlet there.
Okay,
and they have all these sub media outlets, right?
Yeah.
But met with like the major producer, and they wanted me to be like an interviewer on this show.
Oh, okay.
And then I picked. It was awful.
Okay.
I didn't say that, but I countered with, how about
we try this?
Yes, exactly. Shot a pilot within a week. They didn't get back to us. It's fine. It's okay. But that being said, that whole negative energy in that shit show, then going to Egypt, and then I'm like, oh, okay, let me make it happen here, right? And basically, I left a lot of my assets and a lot of my money, I lost a fair amount, or just put a dent. And then now I'm in Egypt, and I don't know that many people, but
what's the time frame?
I think 2023 to 2024, maybe.
Okay, so very recent.
Very recent, yeah. Fairly recent.
Last week. Yeah.
Last week, yeah. I think, again, it's like if Egypt was a time where it's like I wasn't there. It was too inconsistent. Like mentally, it was like I was up, and then when things weren't going my way, I was down, and then I was up again, and then I was down, and that was kind of like the low points were the very, very low points.
Yeah.
And imagine being in the low point in Egypt, in a foreign country.
Yeah.
It's not a good feeling, and
how did you get out of it? Because I feel like, I don't know, especially being with you in Dubai, like I just feel like you're in a much better.
For sure. I'm definitely
even in times where, you don't know about certain things, and I'm just like, oh my God, he's dealing with it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it's the Korean stoicism, but I'm like this. Kimchi, if you need to cry, I'm here.
But
which one
if
is
I
it?
had that Korean stoicism, I'd be a different person. But I think, I made sure, so like, I will never, regardless of any circumstance, ever be that low ever again. Like, no matter what no matter what you go through, one, you never give up, and two, never be mentally in that mindset of like such a low mindset. Like, oh man, it doesn't matter whatever the situation is. So I was like, all right, I gotta, like, that's what I had coming into Dubai. I was like, all right, bulletproof. I'm gonna make shit happen, regardless of circumstances, and regardless of the circumstances, never feel like how I ever felt the lowest points in Egypt. Can't happen. And that's pretty much why, like, I'm in a much better place, alhamdulillah. Much better place. It's just finding my footing where I'm at, like, it's not in Canada, it's not here, it's not here. Egypt was all right, cool, so okay.
Dubai, you feel like it's...
Yeah, I think Dubai is definitely the...
I feel like, even when I feel like there is something for you here in Dubai. Yeah. When I mean something, you've already got your thing that you're doing now.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, I see I see I see something for you. No, I
Yeah,
mean like
it's just-
even like for example, if you
I'm
came
a
to me
risk taker,
tomorrow,
brother.
if you came to me tomorrow and was like, Umar, I got a Netflix deal for this shit, like I swear to God, it'd just be like, oh yeah, that's the thing I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Flipping risk taker, bro. I'm like, who the hell goes to Mauritania and study Arabic? You know?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was someone snoring. There's always construction in Dubai. I take sometimes some unnecessary risks.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I don't have to take those risks, and then I take them, and then somehow I figure it out. But then I have to catch a couple licks before figuring it out, you know, or go through some really, really deep, dark times before figuring it out, or just getting out of it. But it's all part of the journey. I think now I'm a bit more calibrated and careful with the risks that I'm taking.
Yeah, like there's a bit more thought into it now.
There's a bit more thought into it. I would just be like, jump in the heart of the arena, like, you know, the lion's den.
Yeah.
But it's like, I've done that so many times where I'm like, all right, you got to chill
It's
out.
like, all right, let's get some weapons before we go into the lion's den.
Yeah. Prepare for a little bit and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And it's just, but I think that, like, because of the element of me taking all these risks is the reason why, alhamdulillah,
You are where you are.
I am who I am, and I am who I am, and I am
And when
where
it
I am.
pays off, it's like it pays off. It's like, yeah, because I was willing to take that risk and you wasn't.
Yes.
So again, speaking of the risk, and again, you mentioned it, Mauritania. I've been there.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, I love it. Man,
You're one of the
mashallah.
few people I know that have been there.
Yes.
And know about
That's
it.
what I'm saying. I remember
What the hell are
when
you
we
doing
met
there?
up and you was like, yeah, I was in Mauritania for 3 years. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Because I think, like, again, mashallah, Mauritania and I'll still go. Like, I'll visit, like, I have the sheikhs there. And it's like, mashallah, I can't even say beautiful place because it's not because you think people are thinking aesthetically when I say beautiful.
The beauty is in
the
the
beauty
eye of
is
the beholder.
no, it's not even in the eyes. No, the beauty is in the internal reality of the
There
because the thing is, like, for example, like when I was there, I had a lot of peace.
Yes.
Because again, cut off from a lot of distractions.
Yes, 100%.
Quran 24/7.
100%.
So. What? But again, even like you knowing it, like why Mauritania?
It was literally, I'm shopping around. I'm like, okay, first.
And you pick Mauritania.
It wasn't my first choice.
I was like,
It wasn't my first choice. It was like, you know what? I don't got many options. You look pretty
This
good.
one.
Come here, you know?
yeah.
Kind of look weird. All right, I'll deal with you later. You know, I was like that. I was like, you know, it wasn't my first option. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
You know, back in that time, it was like, what do we have? Okay, Saudi. Oh, yeah, everybody's excited. Saudi, Medina University, Medina. But then there's like a whole process of like years of waiting for the application to go through.
Yeah. Half the people don't even finish it. Medina
Half people don't
University.
finish it, and half people don't get it, and there's so many. It's stringent and whatever. Not everyone's gonna get in. And then Syria at the time, they were just starting their protests. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people that went to Damascus.
Syria is one of the best places to
Yeah.
go. In a perfect world, I'd probably go to Syria. And then Yemen again, and Egypt, I didn't know anyone. Going back in time, probably Egypt, Syria, probably would have been better. Not Syria, but Egypt would have been a better option. Morocco, I was like, oh, Morocco.
Morocco, one of the places I've thought if like,
What's
because I
Morocco?
always have the idea of like going and studying for a bit.
Yeah, and then
And I'm thinking like this. I'm like, Morocco. I do love Morocco.
yeah, and the whole like North African, Spain, El Andalus, and the history, and the, you know, the culture and all that. I was like, oh man, Morocco.
For me, it's the drip as well. The
drip,
mate.
the
I'm
thobe.
like,
They
yeah.
have some of the
Rock that
best
every
looking
day.
thobes. Yeah, exactly.
100%.
And then, but the accent, I'm like, okay. And but also I did a lot of research.
But not Fussa though, because who's that sheikh? Who's the sheikh that wears the hood? Sheikh Kamil?
Yeah, I don't know his name, but I know exactly.
He's
what you're
Arabic,
talking about.
man.
He's very
beautiful.
good. No. So Moroccans. There's a lot of Moroccans that speak They speak very, very fluent Arabic, Fusha. And it's actually an edge over a lot of Arabs because majority of Arabs won't understand their dialect. They can switch to dialect, they won't understand them. But then when they do, or when they speak Fusha, they speak it so eloquently.
Yeah.
They're well learned in school. They learn it in school. They study, like, again, poetry, and it's ingrained into their culture, right? But I just heard from a lot of people that it wasn't, from the research on, it wasn't the easiest place to learn Arabic. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Then someone suggested Mauritania, and then like, what's Mauritania?
Yeah,
Then I looked it up, and I was like, oh, it's another Morocco. That's what I thought. I'm like, oh, it's another Morocco. Okay. Just poor version, or just like, a little bit more southern. That's not the case, my friend. It was.
I was gonna say that person lied to you, boy.
I went to Morocco first. It was beautiful. It was the first Muslim country, Arab country that I went to, and first African country as well.
Yeah.
Beautiful country. Shy. All the food was amazing, and then I had such high hopes. I was like, yeah, Mauritania, let's go, man. The food was amazing. The Shy, let's go. And I'm like, and I see
Sand.
I see sand. And I'm like, oh, what? I'm like, okay, I can handle this. It's okay. Yeah, sure. Then I tried the food.
Because it's just sand in it all the time.
Sand,
I thought it was soap.
It's very bland as well.
Yeah.
It's very bland.
No, that's just our food.
It's very well. It's very bland. And then the powdered milk thing, and I'm like, oh man.
Oh my shake was there.
Sadiq.
I
don't want to be mean.
He gave me it under the thing, and I drank it, and I was literally, that one, because like, I'm proper sensitive to certain shit. I looked at it.
Spit it out?
No. I heard it. I was like, I feel like I'm gonna throw up right now. But then so I literally just passed it on, because they said like, oh, take 3 sips. I was like, mate, I took one and just passed it on.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, the powdered milk thing is not the one.
Yeah. And then, but it had exactly what I was looking for, which is, like, really lock in on Arabic. I'm like, I'm not leaving here until I learn Arabic.
I think out of everywhere in the world, if someone said, Umar, where are you going to lock in, become a Hafiz, I'm like, mate, I'm going to Mauritania, leave me alone.
That's the place to go.
Or Senegal. I would go Senegal. I'd go Medina,
I've met quite a few students. So that's the place, that's like level, like that's when you want to like become the master's, PhD, that level.
Mauritania?
Yeah, it's when you want to entry level, you go to Egypt, you go to Saudi, you go somewhere where it's like, okay, let me get my 2 years in, 3 years in, 4 years in. Then you deep dive in there. You have a base when you go
So
there.
you think Mauritania is a place more for where, I've got a base, I understand certain things, go in there,
Yes.
learn at that level.
Yes.
Because Mauritanian Arabic, I'm not going to lie, is a bit...
Yeah,
It's a bit hard.
exactly. Because now you will have number one thing is like, number one, I've never used my Mauritanian
I know.
at all.
Yeah.
I've used it once, and I met one Mauritanian guy, and he was in Montreal.
And he didn't even speak.
No, he spoke.
Yeah.
I saw his face. I'm like, oh, that's a Mauritanian.
That's a
if I didn't see
Mauritanian
him.
man right there.
And then speaking of Mauritania, he's like, oh shoot. I'm like, yeah, live in
I bet he
Morocco.
was so shocked.
He was gassed. He was
like
gassed.
this, man. Because first of all, it was like the Korean, then it's Muslim, then it's Mauritanian, first it's Arabic, then it's Mauritanian Arabic.
There's so many levels. Very nice guy.
Yeah.
Very nice guy. But and it's a small, like less than 3 million people.
Mauritania?
Yeah, 3 million people. Last time I checked, it was like, or last time I went,
Where
it was like 2 point
did
something.
you go in Mauritania?
Nouakchott, and then another.
So you still went to like a little bit where there was life.
Yeah, you
Because
mean
mate,
like,
I was village. I was the
yeah, you went straight village. I went straight city, then tent.
So you chose tent life.
Yeah,
Why?
to lock in, brother.
Mauritania. Look,
No,
you
no,
got
so-
lock it in the city.
No, you do. You did both because
Oh,
like
so like a program.
you
6
can do
months.
both. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can do both. But there was a lot of students, so the student life there was like they're almost like against each other.
Okay.
they're
The city ones and the tent.
Yeah,
ones.
they're pro city.
Not gonna
city
lie,
ones
I'd
they're
want to be
pro-city.
team 10.
And then the tents are like, no, you come here. And then
Yeah.
they're like, no, don't leave. And then I'm like, I don't know. Like so many of them come back to the city and they say, oh no, you can actually really focus and lock in. You need the city, you just come back.
Yeah.
And then buy whatever you need and then go back.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool. All right. But I'm not going to do no tent that's like 10 hours away.
Yeah.
You know, and you've heard
If
of
I
those
need it,
ones.
I want to go. Yeah, that's what I think. Where
wouldn't
we
go there.
stayed, it was like, I think it was 4 hours away from like life.
Yeah.
That's what I think a little bit. I was like this. I was like, oh, so if I get ill,
You're done.
yeah, this is a wrap.
Yeah, it's done. It's
Yeah.
it's ruqya time. It's almost gotta be, yeah. But yeah, I found more. I found like more of my focus to like I could zero in for sure. There was less external noise, and then obviously there's like these perks of like, one, there's no mosquitoes, but there's plenty. There's a trade off. There's plenty of scorpions. There's plenty of spiders. There's plenty of desert mice. Yeah, in the desert.
I didn't see that many scorpions. I saw like these weird things. I saw maybe
There's spiders.
But yeah,
There's spiders.
I did this thing as well. Like
Scorpions you won't see that often, but spiders you'll see a lot. Desert mice you'll see a lot. I haven't seen a snake, but there are there.
I had a lot of the Mauritanians tell me a lot of the jinn stories there.
They tell me a lot of jinn stories.
Did you see anything?
Nah, I didn't see any jinn. I saw a flipping a rocket though, a comet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I remember the first thing I saw when I went to Mauritania, a puppy hanging from a tree.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, because obviously sometimes there's a little bit.
That's
black
dark.
magic. Yeah, I know. I think
Black magic?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They're big on that.
And when I saw that, I was like, where are we? Because I'm looking at because I was sat at the front with the driver the whole time. I was locked in on him, like, you make any move, try and harvest my organs.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, no, but I think again, Mauritania, wallahi, is one of the most, in terms again, intrinsically beautiful and at peace I was ever been. And again, just being around. You know what the thing is? It was such a. I think for me, when I saw the kids, and I was like, not only have you memorized the books, because that's like, they've memorized all the hadith books, and then they memorize all this Arabic poetry, and then they memorize, and I'm like, how old are you? 10. Oh, blood clot! Like, what is going on?
That's normal.
And I remember we was at a lecture, and the sheikh, Briggs was translating for me. And then the guy is talking and he's getting mad. Whatever he's saying, he's getting mad at everyone. And I'm like, what's he getting so mad at? And he's like, he's mad at the students or these young people because he says, basically the translation was, all of you, all that you do is memorize Quran and memorize the hadith books and you think that's enough. And I'm there, I'm like, he's mad because that's like and it just showed me like, when you go certain places, like your level of Islam. And I feel like I had some like again, because I remember I was in Senegal for like maybe like a month or two. Then I was in Mauritania for a bit, only like 2 weeks or I think 10 days or something. And it was that thing of the reality of the level of Islam that these men go to. Like wallahi, some of the tafsirs they gave to me for the Quran, I will never in my life forget. Because I was like, it was almost like I rediscovered Islam again. Yes. And I have never heard any Western sheikh, apart from Mustafa Briggs, because obviously he's the one that took me. But it was a thing of, I've never found it anywhere else.
You can't.
But the thing is, I think why it's so important is because I feel like in modern day, let's say dawah or social media, people are tired of this, I call it surface level Islam. I don't like to call it that, but it's the only way I can kind of depict it. And it's like, it's a very shallow version of Islam. And people have accepted this as, this is how deep Islam goes. Yes. And then when people say like, oh, Islam is very simple. And I'm like, it is, but trust me, there's a door that you can go down where it gets very, very, very technical. But for me, wallahi, like
there's plenty of rabbit holes.
Yeah, but it's such a beautiful realization. Like he would tell me like, oh, the Quran of this and this word of this meaning and the reason why Allah used that meaning and the root word and then he would tie it all together. Yes. And I'm literally just there like,
yes.
And wallahi, I feel like it's one of the only things where I'm like, I could do this Islam thing, like studying thing for the rest of my life. And I'm always conflated, and I wanted to talk about this, because I'm always conflated in terms of like, sometimes I think I do my poetry, I do my social media, But wallahi, I'm always thinking, but should I just go to Mauritania for like 5 years, come back and just teach? But then my main thing is, because obviously the Arabic is, because I have a love for poetry and love for language and a love for, again, talking. It's a thing where it's like, I've always wanted to teach the Quran because I think I would do a good job if I understood it to a deep level. But my thing is the Arabic. And obviously going into you learning Arabic and that whole journey that you've been on. And now you've even released a community where you teach Arabic.
Yes.
And it's like, I think the advice would be for someone, I don't want to do I just know how to talk. Like when I do something, I do it and I do it all the way.
Yeah.
For me, it's like Arabic is like, I don't even want to start it to the level because I want to learn like, I only want to learn Fusa, by the way. But it's like, I want to learn it to such a degree. Like, what would you tell somebody? Well, no, forget somebody, me. What would you advise me to do? Like, what would be the thing of like, I think you should go down this path and blah, blah, blah. The poetry and the Arabic.
If you 5 years in Mauritania, you come out with a beast, bro.
Because I'm thinking, I don't even be
But the thing is, like, as soon as you come out, the longer you can keep up with the studious side of you continuing that journey and at least not diminishing it, the better. Because the moment I left is the moment the Arabics, the clock, it just went diminished. It's starting to go down. I'm using it less. I'm reading less. I'm writing less. I'm studying less. I'm speaking less.
But of course you're gonna do it less just from an hourly standpoint. For example, there's nothing to do in Mauritania.
Sure.
So you might as well memorize.
Sure.
So I wouldn't be so hard on yourself in terms of.
But I mean, I didn't get to that point that what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're saying like I was like, yo, I need to stay. Like I'm at the school. It's like a bunch of students, right? International students. One of them was from Finland. This guy was there for like 6-7 years.
Blood clot.
6-7 years. And who was the strongest in Arabic nahu, specifically grammar? Him. He'll murk mans in grammar. And it's interesting because I got like, huwa khatir. Like khatir is dangerous. They call him like he's dangerous, bro. Like you can't even come at him.
So when you say someone's like dangerous in grammar, because I'm trying to apply it to the English language, and I'm like,
and it's hard.
He uses exclamation marks.
Exactly.
Like
It's hard to like even like compare that, right? But it's like now everyone. So there is also a culture of like the students of like, who knows the most, and like who memorized the most books, who memorized Quran the first, how many ijazah and how many this. So there is this culture of like,
I think that's beautiful. It's like
there's a competitive aspect of it. But there's also an aspect of like, I don't like, which is like, this sheikh he's not even a real sheikh because he only memorized this. And I'm like, bro, first of all, you need to chill out, man. This guy, if he's practicing what he preaches, and even though he doesn't know that much or memorize that many books, but he practices what he preaches.
Yeah, 100%.
He's 30, right? He's like,
and even if you have the addition of like hikmah, like with wisdom,
yes,
because it's like you might not memorize.
Yes.
Because I remember, like, again, it was one of the best.
There's also things as well where it's like, but this sheikh, like, he practices what he preaches, doesn't know it, but also he can fight. You're like, okay. Like, he trains.
Yeah.
He trained boxing, kickboxing, karate. You're like, okay. Like, there's like additional.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, all right.
I take mine from him. Why? Because he's really good at jiu-jitsu.
Well, I mean, there's that aspect of like, okay.
No, but I feel like these are all things that are like okay and prophetic. Because I remember even
they're like more well-rounded. That's what I would say. Well-rounded.
Okay.
Yeah. But going back to the khatiyya part or the dangerous part, it's more so it's like there's that competitive edge. So when everyone's speaking each other in Fusha, someone says something wrong, you're being corrected, bro. Maybe not all the time, but in a setting of learning or a thing, you're going to be challenged. You're going to be learning. You're going to be.
What do you mean by that? Because that's not how it's been said.
Yeah. Or no, they'll correct you on the spot.
And I think that would be good though in a way because I feel like.
It is good.
Make me want to go tomorrow.
And then they'll be like, why? Maybe sometimes they don't know why. And then he'll explain why.
So it's almost like you've got your classroom, your teachers and everything, and then you've got
the best.
Let's say I say Arabic, and then you're saying, why? Like, don't say that, say that. And I'm like, why? And then you're even teaching me. So it's like just all
around.
all
constantly.
around.
I was even learning much from the sheikhs because I couldn't understand them. I was learning more so from the students first, right? To get to that level where then I can kind of like understand.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting in there like after Fajr, and I don't even understand you. Like I'm trying to, right?
I'm trying, but
I'm trying.
I know the words you're saying. And you know how
I can't go like this. What is he saying? Because they I don't understand you either. You know, I'm just like sitting there like, oh.
It is. Yeah. But I think the thing, because I remember people used to say, his Arabic is on a certain level, and like I can't even understand him. So in my head, I always relate it to English. I'm just like, well, if you know what the words mean. But then something I do every year is you know the Nobel Prize winners, they have a roundtable talk at the end of every year. So you've got the guy that did this and this person that won the literature Nobel Prize, and they literally sit on a roundtable talk, and they all just talk. About what? To this day, I still don't know, because it's things where they're using the English language that I also believe I speak, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, I have no idea what you lot are talking about. Yeah. But then when I'm like, because I don't know why I do it to myself. I just listen to it more and more, and then slowly I start to get it. I'm like, oh, that's, and because I've watched almost every single year. I think I've watched every year from like about 2010. It's on YouTube. You should watch it. It's really good. If you want to improve your English, it's really good. But when I watch that, but then I'm thinking, oh, is this what it's like with the Arabic when people are talking about certain realities, like with Ma'arifa, and like I'm like, oh yeah, so like they're using the words, but in the context you have no idea what 100%. They're teaching. It's like if someone's trying to teach you quantum physics at like a really deep level. Yeah.
And then they'll look at, because there's this one poem, Alfiyatu ibn Malik, which is like 1,000-line poem, which originally was like 4,000 lines. But
is it the grammar poem?
Yes.
Yeah. See?
There's that one. And then, one of the sheikhs in Mauritania added lines to it, meaning he added rules, meaning he clarified Arabic rules according to grammar in modern times. I'm talking about in the last 50 to 100 years.
Mad.
Like in the 1900s.
And that's what I say. So when these men speak Arabic,
that's mind-blowing. Imagine him adding rules or clarifying rules in Arabic language in the modern day. Even though it's in Mauritania, it's not modernized, but still, like we're just thinking of like these books that we have that are classics back in the day.
But I think sometimes that holds people back in a way. So for example, again, even with like the creative scene or with anything we do, I think we have this warped reality of like, oh, the golden era, and everyone is like, it's like no, like you can still produce volumes and books like them, but I don't know where the reason why they did it is because they attempted it. So for example, the what's the famous poem, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Burda. I remember the Qasida Burda, like I remember just one day I think I asked Briggs, I was like, Briggs, who wrote the Qasida Burda? And he was like, oh, this one. I went, and it wasn't like a Sahaba, it went like a, and I'm like, so not that he was just a guy, mashallah, again, definitely awliya, like you know what I mean, like a very big. But then I just thought, I was like, a man wrote a poem, and because of that poem, he did that. And then I was like, why don't I like try and write a poem better? Yeah. And it's like, even that, I think sometimes people would hear that and would be like, astaghfirullah, how can you write a poem better than Qasida Burda? It's like, no, because it's like, I'm sure there was probably a poem before the Qasida Burda that he came and said, no, I want to write a better one. And I feel like Muslims, when they have those goals, that's when they can not elevate Islam, because Islam is complete, but it's like, Islam is not, it has been fully revealed. I need to word this properly. It's like we have all access to all the hadiths, way more than some of the Sahaba had access to. So on just on a logistic standpoint, like we know more.
We have more information.
We have more information. So it's like, so what can we create with that? And again, not to say create something new, like no bid'ah, but like we don't but again, like you said,
like
this scholar that's came and said, this thing that's been around for however many years, I'm gonna add to this that will elevate this. Even with like, you know, because sometimes, you know, they talk about bid'ah, but they talk about the, you know, in the Quran, how things were added, the dots to stop. So people that wasn't Arabic native language speakers, they would understand it. So then I'm just like, that means there's bid'ah in the Quran, but it's like, yeah, but it was to elevate it. Like I think it's called bid'ah hasanah when it's like, it's a good bid'ah.
Yes, to clarify, to preserve, help preserve, because now you're sinking, now you're delving into the preservation. It's going to be more harm that we don't do these things, because as Islam spread and as all these non-Muslims, they're saying all these, now they're saying it wrong, and then they're passing it to the next generation wrong, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. So they had to do it, of course. So I think it goes back to what you're saying as the surface level.
Yeah, and I think
I honestly, when I was in Mauritania, I was like, this little kid or this teenager or this whatever, if you take him to Canada or UK or whatever,
be the scholar of the West.
Yeah, I swear to God. And the thing is like, it's like, or he at least he has the amount of knowledge that, and the way they do khutbahs and the way they do like speeches, right? It's so much less fluff and all like reference work. Yeah, it's like Quran, Hadith. It's literally when they're saying something, they're referring it. They're referring Qala Allah, Qala Rasul. Yeah. They're saying the references while they're saying while
they're saying their thoughts.
Yeah, so the thoughts are this and their points, and when they make the point, then they make the references. Why? Because Allah said this, because the hadith, because of history, because of this. It's not like, well, you know,
I have this opinion.
Yeah.
And I feel and I think
it's so cheap. Yeah. It's so cheap. That's what I'm saying is like I understand. Well, there is part of the wisdom of being a Muslim leader to know how to speak to the masses, 100%. And the masses, like, you know, like, okay, this is not you know, so I'm going to simplify it and oversimplify it, and perhaps maybe down the road go into more deeper topics or more nuanced opinions. But
I feel like for me though, I feel like the ummah's there, man.
Yeah, of course.
You know the reason why I saw a TikTok. I'm not gonna say the sheikh, but he was talking about girls and boys in haram relationships, and in my head again, I'm just like, yes, we know it's haram. Like talk about some because we talk about the problem, but we don't talk about where the root problem is, and the root problem is people's connection to Islam. The reason why you're in this haram relationship is because your understanding and your relationship with Allah, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is off. That's why you can do these things and not kind of feel, what I'm doing is wrong. Sure. Anyway, I was going through and a hijabi was in the comments, and then she comments and she goes something like, "Oh, we've heard this 700,000 times. Like we want to hear, like we want something deeper." And I remember, and I could tell based on like again her answer, I could tell she didn't know what she was asking for, because sometimes that's another thing. Like these scholars, like they make it seem like there's nothing deeper. When you ask them a question about Allah, it's in a way that befits His Majesty, it's in a way that the man can't comprehend. I go to Mauritania, the man comprehends it for you. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm just like, if is the book isn't this book where it's like all these like little loopholes and what does this mean? No. There is a meaning, you don't know it. Yes. But this Mauritanian scholar usually does. Obviously, I know there's like some that don't, you know, like Alif Lam Mim, like I understand, like, there's some mysteries to it. But a lot of the things that they say there's no explanation. There is explanation, you just don't know it. Yes. And I think when we've watered down this religion, again, to maybe be, I don't know, easily digested by the Western consumer, I feel like it's such a crutch, or like it's just damaging the Muslims in a, again, just to like their connection to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Allah.
I think scholar, two things. One, I think scholars are very loosely termed.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a scholar. No, he's not. He studied Arabic for 2 years and came back and said, you know, like, and it's so easy to do that.
I was about to make a joke there, but we actually would have got shot after the podcast.
Yeah. Don't shoot us, guys. Don't shoot us. But
no, I'm talking about from a government.
Okay. Yeah. No, but I'm saying it's so easy. Yeah. It's so easy, right? Because we seen it growing up. the guy came back from Medina University, 340, and then he's chef.
Didn't even finish his thing. Comes back, has a mosque.
Yes, yes.
I'm like, what the hell? And now, and that's and then even this, because I've even saw it with myself. Sometimes I want to post dawah content, but then I'm like, what happens if I become a figure? And now people are looking to me, and I know my reality. I know the piece of shit I am, and I'm like, oh, like no, don't do. So again, you're wary of it at the same time. Again, it's, I don't know. Again, and that's why I think it goes into that thing of me wanting to learn at a base level.
Yeah,
I want to get my Arabic to a really high level.
I think
teach me.
I'm definitely going to teach you, bro. But I think that people have this idealistic approach when it comes to it. When it comes to learning Arabic,
they romanticize it.
They say, and the thing is, it's like, even if you do learn how to read and then write and then perhaps speak, it's not going to be enough. You're going to be like, no, it's not enough. I can't read with the harakat. Like, there's always going to be something, because then you're like, poetry. Oh, I can't understand poetry. And poetry in Arabic is that's the
again. So think about me where I'm at now. What I want to do is read Arabic poetry.
Oof.
Do you know what I mean? So it's not even like I'm happy already with I can talk to you. Like, no, I want to understand what this Arabic poetry. Again, because a lot of our sheikhs write poetry, and it's like a lot of the people, like, again, me as being a poet, like a lot of realities are hidden within poetry, 100%, secrets,
100%,
and people hide secrets in poetry. And I'm like, okay, so I need to understand poetry.
Yeah, I and that's where I kind of wanted to reach, to the point where I'm like, I'm writing my own poetry. You know?
Yeah.
But what you could do is also, as well as like, so there's the idea of romanticizing, and it is, and everyone has this idealistic approach, and like, once I learn it, that's it. I check box. No, it's like
learn Arabic. It's like, no.
It's a continuous journey.
Yeah,
it's a continuous journey. And because you're constantly like forgetting words, and constantly like, oh man, I had this, like this on the back of my hand, and now I can't remember the name of this word, or the name of this rule, or the name of this whatever. But I'd say, be happy with what Allah blessed you in terms of understanding Arabic when you go and learn it. Like, be and keep
almost
in mind,
like, be content with all the progress that you make.
Every progress, because honestly, I was forcing, like the first year, I was forcing it. I was so upset. Like, I'm like, I can't. How come I still don't understand? I still don't understand. Or like, one of the biggest frustrating things was when people, like Arabs that don't know how to speak Fusha, they can't speak a lick of Fusha, but they can read fluently.
Yeah.
Without harakat.
Yeah.
Without fatha dhamma kasra. I'm like, how do you do this, bro?
Yeah.
And I was like, how do you, like, you can read? He doesn't know Fusha. You can read it. Yeah. Read it. No problem.
Mad.
And that was the most like frustrating thing. The first year, just like, how can you read without? How can you read without? How can you read without? And it's a lot of it. It's like, you gotta let the dust settle.
Yeah.
All this new information that your brain, the new neurons that are being created, it's gonna take time for
everything to kind of
formulate, and then now you're making your own kind of theories, or your own kind of okay, and like it's very interesting, because when you see other people and they learn another language, you notice like, okay, they can speak it. They can speak it fluently. Oh, these guys, he has a little accent. Oh, okay, his level's like this.
Yeah.
He can kind of get around high by, basic stuff. You start to see the levels, right? And my advice, or I would say, is like, enjoy the progress. Know that it's going to take time to sink in. It's going to take time to sink in, even after you learn it. And then also too is be content with the level that you're at, because man, I'm not at the level.
Yeah.
I am. If you ask me genuinely, do you think you know Arabic? I'm like, no. I don't know Arabic. I just know.
We're all screwed.
Yeah, I'm at the basics. I got the basics down. I got the foundations down pat. But that's it. If we go back to Mauritania, I'll be beating the first students. Yeah, sure, whatever. You know what I mean? But it's not. I'm not confident as in like native fluency.
Yeah.
And what I mean by native fluency, I'm talking about all areas.
Yeah.
Talking about
Balagha
conjugation,
and all that.
balagha, sarf, nahu, shi'r, adab, and all this stuff. Yeah.
So again, just to wrap it up. So, you know, I've not asked a single question.
You know, it's a good part.
No, that's what I'm saying.
We got part 2.
100. Do you know the thing is what I wanted
Part
to
three,
do?
part four,
What I
part
wanted to do
five.
with the podcast is I wanted certain guests, just like Joe Rogan does. I wanted certain guests to be people where it's like I just get them back on, and then we just talk about anything. Because I feel like, you know, when you have a guest and you put pressure on getting everything out of them in that conversation, I feel like it makes the conversation not flow.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? But anyway, I do want you to plug your school community
Yes,
because
yes.
I'm a part of it and we need to learn Arabic.
Yes.
And also the Jordan trip.
Yes, the Jordan trip. Guys, I hear your concerns and I hear your complaints, guys. If you guys want to learn Arabic, join my school community.
I'll put it in the link below.
The link will be in the description below. 2 live classes, one writing, and 1 speaking. Live classes every single week alongside with the homework. Videos are accessible. And then also 10-day 10-day Arabic immersion in Jordan. Well, first, inshallah, first of many. You really want to practice your Arabic, but in real life, you're going to be learning in the morning, practicing in the evening. You'll be with me, Falafel Kimchi, one-on-one coaching. I'll be there supporting you as well. But you're going to be learning and actually practicing and being fully immersed in this and fully immersed in an Arabic country that you're going to be forced to speak. You're going to be forced to speak. And that's what you really need. That's what you really need to do. If you want to learn Arabic and speak Arabic, 10-day trip, inshallah, Jordan, first of many.
What's the date though of it?
August 14th to the 24th.
I'll put all the description, all the details
all the information will be in the below. Just join my school.
Hopefully by the next time.
Watch this podcast.
Hopefully the next time Kimchi's on, he's married and he's healed his wounds with the women.
Whoa, I wasn't. I was scarred.
I'm scarred. I'm damaged. No,
I'm pretty good. I think I'm pretty level-headed.
I think you are. I think you're a bit too stern with the, like, again, remember the iron fist kind of Korean mentality, and I think a bit softer approach, and then we'll be there. But anyway, we will talk about that next time on the Unmasked podcast. Don't shake hands because it makes it weird.